What? You know, the older I get, the more I unconsciously become stuck in my ways. I don't really feel compelled to try new things anymore. Now, I'm 34, so it's time to start thinking about a midlife crisis, especially because I'm not gonna live very long. If I'm honest with myself, I probably passed the halfway point a couple years ago, but you know, fingers crossed. Now, I could do the normal midlife crisis thing where I start driving a cool sports car and dating some hot young blonde chick, but that requires certain resources like money and a valid driver's license and not being gay. So what do? The only thing I can. Start small and cheap. Where's an area of my life I can afford to have a little adventure? So I'm thinking about that a few days ago, and all of a sudden, I get an idea. I'm terrible at keeping up with social media. I didn't get on Twitter till like 2016 because I hoped if I ignored it for a while, it would go away. I don't have an Instagram, but that's old news at this point. But you know what I've been hearing about a lot lately? This TikTok thing. That's only been around a couple years, right? Why don't I go check that out? So, I go to TikTok and I make myself a little account. Lovely interface, by the way. I see we're going for a sort of formless white void type look. Very inviting. Anyway, I'm like, all right, time to add a profile pic. And I can't figure out how to do it. Strange, right? So I Google that and it turns out you can only do that on your phone. It's a website. It's a website on the internet, and you can't even edit your profile from your computer. But you know what? I thought, hey, this is all about trying new things. I'll let it go. So I decided to check out some videos because that's what TikTok's all about. It's a video sharing platform, like YouTube, I guess. Everybody talks about it, so there's gotta be some interesting content creators on here, right? So I go to the homepage and god damn it, the very first video I see is a pet peeve of mine. It's filmed on a phone camera being held sideways. Some people don't seem to understand you're supposed to hold the phone horizontally. That way you get a nice 16:9 standard widescreen video. Why would you hold it vertically like this? It makes no sense. Then I look, and I look, and I look. I can't believe it. The whole site. This is the whole site. The entire site is phone cameras. The entirety of TikTok is people filming shit on their phones and doing it wrong. I can't do I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's just Twitter. It's the same thing, but on phones. It's literally Twitter filmed on sideways phones. So this is it. This is what it's come to. They're making websites specifically for phone posting degenerates. See, I'm sure a lot of you are too young to know this, but the internet actually used to be kind of good. Politics? Who cares about politics? Check out how I customized my MySpace page, man. What's up, Tom? Good to fucking see you, bro. Hey, it's time to check out if there's a new strong bad email. Then something happened. At the time, we didn't understand the full implications of this event. In fact, we thought it was pretty cool at first. It was called an iPhone. Yeah, you've heard of those. You probably have one. You're probably looking at it right now. And what the iPhone did was it let people who were too stupid to use a computer get on the internet. How do I type? It's too hard. How is this thingy work? What's it called? A rat? Is this the rat? It's all too complicated. Is it a moose? Is it the moose? Moose? Here, use this. Wow, all I gotta do is poke the screen? I could do that! And that's why the internet is shitty now. But see, what I didn't realize until today is that you fuckers are the majority now. You've taken over. They're making the websites for you. I give up. I'm obsolete. A relic of the past, just an angry boomer sitting at his computer complaining about young people having fun. So if I must be relegated to screaming into the void, I'm gonna make sure it's a very, very satisfying scream. First of all, quit making making my fucking phone bigger. All you mouth-breathing cockholsters just do everything on your phones, and so you keep complaining that the screen is too small, so they keep making it bigger, which means they have to make the fucking phones bigger. It's a phone. It's supposed to be small. You know what has a real big fucking screen? A computer. It can have any size screen you want. Just get a computer and use your phone as a phone. And guess what? If you are such a twitching, uncoordinated clot of flesh that you can't manage to use a mouse and keyboard, they've got tablets. Get the tablet. It's literally just a big phone. It's exactly what you want. Get a fucking tablet before all our phones just turn into tablets anyway. I want a new phone, but I can't find one that isn't the size and weight of a baking pan. I want to go home. Give me the old internet back. I'd give up all the new stuff. I don't need hundreds of thousands of 1080p porn videos. I'm never gonna watch that much porn. I mean, I'm trying, but I don't need it. Just give me 10 minutes of Gianna Michaels sucking a dick and taking it in the butt, and I'm good. Speaking of which, oh my God, she's so old now. Look, okay, I know I'm gonna get old. That's fine. I can accept that, okay? But my porn stars aren't supposed to get old too. And you know they always lie about their age. She's probably like 42. Still fucking hot. No shade at all. But I'm just saying, I want to go home. The internet was a magical place where you could go and be and do and say anything you wanted. A vast landscape of unique sites and forums, each with its own weird little culture and clique of people. There were so many hidden gems that you could just stumble upon. There was this little site I used to go to when I was but a lad. It was called Alice's Asylum, and it was an entire site specifically for fans of the game American McGee's Alice. I loved that website. The people on there were like this weird little family to me. The whole thing was designed and run by one person who owned the domain. Every part of the site was crafted with love. There was only like 20 users and nobody else knew about it, and it was fucking perfect. It was our own weird little corner of the internet. It was our little box fort with a no girls allowed sign over the entrance. That site's gone. As far as I've looked, there's not a trace of its existence left anywhere on the internet. Not even so much as a screenshot to prove it ever existed in the first place. It now exists only in my memory, and trust me, that's not the place you want to have your only copy of something. Places like that don't exist anymore. Everyone and everything is on like 10 websites. Seriously, try this. Count the number of hours you spend on the internet today, all right? Now, count the number of actual different websites you go to during that time. I guarantee you the first number's bigger. Fan sites are all made from a template and people go there to look shit up, not to find a community. These sites have forums, but you go and look at them and the last post is 4 fucking months ago. The internet used to be like our collective imagination, and it still is. I'm not trying to go full doomsayer here, but the problem is that we made the mistake of letting all the people with no fucking imagination in on it. And what do? They talk about politics, they talk about famous people, and they take pictures of themselves. But see, most of all, they do this. Step 1, go on Twitter or Instagram or your other shitty cookie cutter site of choice. Step 2, say something that a bunch of people have already said and already agree with. Step 3, get likes. Step 4, enjoy your dopamine hit. Remember, just because you aren't snorting or shooting something doesn't mean it's not an addiction. They've reduced the internet to a drug, just a quick way to get a little fix of the good feeling. There is a vortex on social media, an infinite spiral composed of a bunch of morons parroting the same ideas back and forth to each other and jacking each other off for it. It is nothing less than the most massive, longest lasting circle jerk in the history of the human race. And it's boring. At least in a real life circle jerk, you're actually doing something. There's some effort involved. It's a spectacle. It's a community experience. Somehow, you people have found a way to do it that's just as gay, but less pleasurable, less entertaining, and lazier. Congratulations! You have finally found the holy grail of sloth. A way to masturbate without even moving. Remember that forum I was talking about from back in the old days when I was young and happy? There was one user there that nobody liked. This person didn't participate in discussions. They just came into whatever thread was most active at the time and started bitching about their own life and problems. This was difficult for that little community. This user was intolerably self-centered and had a massive amount of time on their hands, and they really ruined the vibe of the place until finally being banned. That's just everyone on Twitter now. It's everyone on all social media. At least when I bitch, it's just into a void. The only people who see it are the ones who come here specifically to hear it. But if you need that dopamine hit, you can't just wait for people to listen to you talking about yourself. You have to go find some, interrupt whatever they're doing and say, but what about me? What about how I feel about this conversation that has nothing to fucking do with me? Here's a smug reaction image I made using my own shitty art, or my own face even, to tell you what a bad person you are for not thinking about my feelings. My feelings. Speaking of your stupid face, remember when putting a picture of yourself on the internet was fucking insane? Remember that? Remember when we never, ever did that? No pictures, no personal information, just a handle and an avatar. Because if you put that shit out there, some fucking loony could come and find it and show up at your house. That shit happens. Now it's just normal. Here's my face, here's my address and phone number, and here's a picture of my house and family while I'm at it. When did this simple, logical convention of internet etiquette just get completely flipped on its head? Some kind of inversion happened where we went from never giving any information to always giving all of it. The only reason you're not likely to get jacked by a lunatic anymore is because mass stupidity creates herd immunity. 20 years ago, personal information on the internet was a rarity. It attracted attention. There's no less crazies out there finding people, climbing through their windows, and butt fucking them in their sleep. It's just the chance that it's gonna be you is low because the crazies have the whole world to choose from. If you're a psycho, the modern internet must get your dick so fucking hard. Just an enormous, endless buffet of people to rape and murder, and all of them willingly giving you every last detail of their vulnerable little lives. You must wake up in the morning and hop on the Facebook and the Instagram and just say, whose life do I feel like destroying today? How about this lady? Let's see where her kids go to school. Uh-oh, looks like little Timmy and Susie aren't coming home tonight or ever again. You're killing your kids. If you put your kids on the internet, you might as well just find your local serial killer and hand the little fuckers over because he can have them whenever he wants anyway. Don't put your kids on the internet. Don't put your face on the internet. Don't put anything on the internet. Nobody gives a shit about your selfies anyway. The only reason anyone ever looks at your selfie is to compare it to theirs. Is she hotter than me? Man, this guy's a lot more ripped than I am. Better hit the gym. The only person who gives a fuck is your mom. And I'm pretty sure that pic of you with your tits falling out of your shirt and your face all hoard up with makeup wasn't for mom. If anyone ever comments on your fucking photos, it's only because they're hoping you come look at theirs and give them their daily dose of validation too. It's all masturbation. It's all a giant circle jerk, except everyone's got low self-esteem. Send your mom a card on Christmas and delete your fucking selfies. In conclusion, fuck TikTok, fuck you. Thanks for watching. Go fuck yourself.